flanking the shit out of us there. I like to have a Molotov like that. Fucking best grenade in the game. I can't run, bro.
Commando on the right hand side. I really hope I don't run into PvPers right now because with this frame rate I've got no chance.
Engaging landmark.
And plus, like, because I've switched to demolitionist, all my survivalist points, like extra assault rifle damage and all that shit, is all gone. Cause I got a full bag. Come on, Rogues, where you at? You can easily take this bag. I've got a hive thing out. No DPS. Oh shit! Here he comes. Yeah. Two of them.
Landmark engaged.
One's down.
15 seconds left.
No, I didn't go right. Oh yeah, I'm white, bro. Another one down. I can't, I'm pinned in, mate. Two are dead.
Loading complete. Ready to go.
Got my shit out.
Helo is returning to base.
They're both got it back to you. If you come out now, you'll probably get them.
Nearby rogue agent killed.
Bushman.
Rogue agent neutralized. Rogue agent neutralized nearby.
Let me just get myself a little selfie with this
Now
four-man group.
detecting contaminated gear.
How did I beat you? You think that's air you're breathing now?
Take a look at these neurokinetics. They're way above normal.
A nearby agent has disavowed the division.
It's got to be a player. Yeah, it's a player. It's the surge. Can't get in trouble with him. Fuck out with that shield,
Your
bitch.
status is disavowed.
Yeah, there's a player coming in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're here, bro. They're pretty strong.
We're going in.
It's down. Hold on, there's a player shooting at me. Got a turret out. Yeah, it's called like GX something. Oh, it's got a med kit on. Fucking figure it out. He's on your side. You should be able to gank him. A little bit away. Oh, there's another player here. Yep. 2 players. On me. Yep.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
I'm down. And now I'm going to push him. Shit.
A nearby agent has disavowed the division.
Right, let's go. Hopefully he's going to work too. No, he's dead. Fuck down, bitch.
Your status is disavowed. A nearby agent has disavowed the division. Now detecting contaminated gear. Hostile patrol detected.
Nope.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the first Division 2 video I'm actually putting up. So it's been a while. I know that I've said that I'm going to be doing a few this game, but I have been putting in the grind, as you can see, for these specialization points. I wanted to farm everything that I could so that I can basically do loads of test building in loads of different classes and come at you with the best builds. Now the build that I'm going to be showing you today, I mean, it's just got to be the best PVE build out there. I mean, it's certainly the best PVE build that I've seen. And yeah, when I talk you through what I'm using, it's just the synergy in this build is insane. And when it comes to what specialization class you should choose, I'd recommend Demolitionist. For solo runs, the grenade launcher is just vastly superior at cleaning out mobs over the crossbow or the sniper, the 50 cal, which also has that bloom issue where sometimes you know, the slightest movement you're going to miss your shot, but whereas a grenade launcher you can hit 6 NPCs at a time and it's pretty much instant. Saying that, there really isn't a lot in it. I mean, you get so many perks from the Demolitionist, but when you go into Survivalist and you actually see all the extra healing that you get, I much prefer the healing that you'll get from the Survivalist, that extra tick that you get in, the extra that the assault rifle damage that you get, and I'm using an AR build with this. Yeah, I mean, it is really close. And then if you wanted to counteract that, especially PC players, I mean, if you wanted that additional DPS in the sniper class, you've got the extra reload speed, you've got the headshot damage, and that's just for flat damage that you're getting as a bonus over all the other classes, as long as you're landing those headshots. So realistically, if you've got 60-70 points stacked into any one class, I wouldn't panic. Just use that class. Although if it was down to me, I would recommend Demolitionist. The couple of things that Demolition has is like fire resistance, for example, and then when you're on fire on Molotovs, even on challenging or heroic, my teammates around me were getting one shot. And that's including the WIDs, like PvP build, where you're relying on crit hits. Obviously when you're CC'd, with a status effect, you can't really shoot, so you can't be landing those shots, and they're all getting one shot, and I was just fine. It was just ticking over nicely. I do obviously have a couple of things like hazard protection on my build, but like I say, all of these benefits that you get from these classes, it's splitting hairs. It's you know, it's okay to have any one of the three, depending what you want to bring to your team, and depending on what your play style is. Like I say, I'd recommend that one. However, I have been able to do solo challenging missions, and that's in all three classes. So realistically, there is no issue. I mean, yeah, there really is no issue. When you look at the build, you'll see that it pairs up with any of these nicely. So starting with my AR, I've got the P416, which I believe is the best assault rifle in the game on sort of overall sustained damage. My talents are Optimist, so when I empty my clip I actually get more damage, and Allegro for the extra rate of fire. I don't care about the third talent. This one's Zen. It doesn't really do nothing for the build, because on my SMG, my third talent is protected reload, and it says it only works when that gun's equipped, but it actually works on my AR as well, which is really good because it gives you additional armor every time you reload, and this is all about the tank. So yeah, at the moment I've got Strained on this P19. I'd rather have Optimist again because I've pretty much always got full ticking armor, which you probably noticed in the footage is very rarely down, so I wasn't getting as much out of it. As for pistols, again, I'd just have protected reload in the bottom slot, because that would it seems to work on all guns, even though it says when their gun's equipped. Or something like that, what is it, drop and roll, where it gets rid of status effects for 60 seconds. I guess I'd prefer that one in my pistol. So onto the mask, and I've got the Gala Guard mask, which comes with 5% total armor, and the second talent I've got unlocked later is the 20% hazard protection. My attributes are 16% more hazard protection and 27% damage to elites, and I've got hard hitting for the extra 15% damage to elites there as well. So this one piece has hazard protection and damage to elite for days. Onto the chest piece, and I've got the Fenris Group AB, so it comes with the additional 10% assault rifle damage, and the attributes on it is 10.3k bonus armor, 9.5 crit hit damage, and 3.5 crit hit chance. But the main thing on it is of course the Berserk talent, and then I've coupled that up with the hardened armor. Some people might say I'll go for vital for the extra health, but to be honest, my armor is usually always full, so that's why I'm going to get the most out of hardened. And Berserk, when I do get damage, that's just going to give me a flat damage increase. And I've got your generic defensive mods on this, just so that I can hit the 7 cap. Now onto my holster. I've got a Douglas and Hardin holster. Now I would prefer something else. This has got a skill power on it of 1700, but that accuracy, I would probably prefer to use my Wyvern holster. Obviously not this level 300 Wyvern holster, but like I say, the Wyvern holster itself comes with the extra 7% crit hit damage, and I prefer that over the accuracy of the Douglas and Hardin. But like I say, getting a Wyvern holster with damage to elites on it, haven't actually got it yet. I've kept this one just so that I could potentially transfer Devastating over to another gear piece, but like I say, I would prefer damage to elites over Devastating, because again we are focusing on PVE build. So let's move it over to the backpack, and here I've got the Alpha Summit. So I've got my 10% cooldown reduction, again I've got skill power and 8.8k bonus armor, but the main things here is Safeguard as my talent. Safeguard is absolutely phenomenal. Killing a target grants 150% bonus to repairing and healing effects, which is just insane when you pair it with Patience, but we'll get to that later. And I've also got Hardened on there as well. Now I'd prefer Hardened because I'm going for that armor. over vital for the health, because again, usually in PvE my armor is fully ticked up, and it's just more armor for me. It's just gonna be means that I'm more sustained. I've got longer in a battle, so for me that's perfect. And I think every build, to be fair, should have safeguard. This is absolutely amazing. Again, for my mods, I've just got a couple of skill ones in there. Again, I can't have the offensive ones, but these are skill power, burn damage, increased burn, skill power again, more kill XP. So I'm not really spec'd into them much. They're just a sort of afterthought, a nice little bonus to have on top. Now, if I could change one thing, maybe I would change the hardened armor for self-adjusting, which is plus 20% armor regeneration. I mean, that coupled with safeguard after killing a person, plus with patience, I think would be absolutely insane and OP. I can't re-roll it on my gear at the moment because I'd have too many offensive mods and it would put me over the cap. So until then, I'm just going to stick with the 225k. But I do think if you guys could do it with self-adjusting, that would actually improve this build, because like I say, that extra 20% healing for just being in cover constantly is just insane for both PvE and PvP. Like I say, you sit in cover, people run up on you because you haven't got movement, and you're just ticking back so much health, you can put them down easy. So onto the gloves. We've got some what are these called? Station grip gloves. I've got 5% protection in elites. Again, just makes me that additional bit more tanky. We are PvE build here, guys. The attributes is 3% crit hit chance, and again 260 extra skill power. But the main thing here is the talent clutch. Critical hits restore 15% health and 2% armor. Now, I don't have much critical hit chance in total, about 20%. But if 1 in 5 shots is healing me, then that's giving me that sustained healing over time, which is all just helping out, right? And it's so much synergy in this build that it just goes. Alternatively, you could run something which is more damage, like damage to elites, or precision if you've got extra headshot damage, maybe surgical to get that extra critical hit chance. But for me, clutch just works in synergy with everything else so well that that extra healing, it just makes a huge impact on everything. And this is just an absolute monster of a tank build, because you can just sit there taking it. And onto the knee pads. Now, this is the holy grail to complete the build. So I've gone for Gala Guard. The reason being, it gives me 20% extra hazard protection, which is always nice because, again, I'm trying to be more tanky for those engagements with PvE and the status things that comes in. That is helpful, but mainly because it's got 2 defensive mod slots, and that could get me to 7 total required mods for defensive, which unlocks the talent, which is attributes. And patience is absolutely insane. After being in cover for 3 seconds, armor repairs by 5% every 1 second afterwards. So I'm healing for a whole lot with 225k armor per second. Coupled that when I kill someone with safeguard, increasing it by 150%. It is insane. I can sit there, I can tank in PvP, and I can tank in PvE. I was surprised how well it worked in PvP, because if you're just in cover, you can obviously, people come at you with movement and all the rest of it, and they'll come around. Sometimes they'll try hipfire, but you're just putting them down because you're outlasting them with the damage. Now, the attributes I have is even more armor, 4.9% armor, but this really completes the build. And if you use this, you're gonna love it, because from going from feeling so vulnerable, the NPCs hit so hard, you can sit there and you can just tank so much that you can push forward into positions, and it opens it up for your team. It's just, you're gonna love it. It's a different animal. So there we have it. That is the build. We'll just go over a quick look at the attributes. So down on the weapon damage, I've got like 141k. Crit hit chance is 16.5%. I'd like that obviously a little bit higher, but hey, I'm just so tanky, it doesn't really matter. Crit hit damage is 44%, headshot damage 55%. So for my offense, I've got 25% assault rifle damage, and the other thing is 57% damage to elites. Trust me, this is enough damage for PVE. You've got 82% damage to elites, combining a assault rifle and the damage to elites, not even bringing into consideration that if the NPC does push you and put damage into you, you've got Berserk, which can be an extra 100% damage to them. And then again, not taking into consideration Optimus, which means the more bullets I fire into them, the stronger those bullets actually go in. So there is plenty of damage output here, guys. Now for me, my defense doesn't really matter too much. My arm was obviously 225k, max health 31k, health regeneration 15, but it's and hazard protection quite high at 36. But yeah, when it comes to defense, you can just pause it and look at those stats. Same with the skills. Because like I say, I'm not too bothered about those stats because it all comes from the synergy of the talents. My chem launcher has five shots in it, thanks to a mod that I've got, and it also has extra duration. And then the other thing I'd run for PVE is the hive, because if you do get put down, your hive's going to pick you up. And a tip when the hive does pick you up, do not move the left analog stick or the keys, whatever you're using, your key bindings on PC. Just don't move, because once it revives you, it doesn't matter if you've got NPCs unloading into you, you've got 5 seconds of immunity until you move. So it means you can straight away put on an armor kit and then move. So that's how you use the hive. It works really well. But yeah, that's what I run. Another tip, the hive is bugged in certain situations, so if you drop a heal chem launcher just before you go down, that will actually bug out the hive to not drop. So your best bet is to just drop and let the hive do its thing. Don't try to do a clutch heal with the chem launcher, because otherwise it's not going to work and you're going to sit there needing to be revived, and then you'll be cursing that the hive didn't work out for you. So that is it for this build and this video. Thanks for watching. Sorry it went on for a bit long, but there is plenty of details to go into in builds in the Division 2. So if anyone is looking to join a clan, the Celestials is our clan on PS4. You do have to have a mic and speak English to actually join the clan. Predominantly we are PvE and PvP, but yeah, we still have spaces going, and if anyone is looking for a clan, then come on over, give me a message, and we'll go from there about looking to get you guys in. And don't forget, if you did enjoy this video, I need you to go hip thrust the life out of that like button, share it with your little mates, and yeah, get back to me for the next one. If you didn't like it, as always, you can go eat a big one, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Peace.